And we are live on the Red Pill News. Celebrate. The Red Pill News has doubled its audience, man. Doubled. We already had like nearly 1 million people listening, so now it's well over the fact. I love that. And I love all you guys, and we like to have a laugh together. I think that, if you listen to the show, it's something that makes you different in a way. Maybe psychopath, maybe not. I don't know. It depends. Let future historians figure it out. For now, all we could do is talk about what's important. And what is important, Michael? You know what's important? The fact that social media has taken people on a journey. And it's a journey of privacy intrusion, really. If you think about it, like on Facebook, if you guys use Facebook, a lot of people do, they'll have these things, your favorite story thing, whatever, when you were a kid, your favorite color, your favorite car, what, favorite memory. They do that too, right? Like I'm going to share my memories with some robot on Facebook so they can data mine it and have that against me. I don't put anything out there. I put my shows out there. I put uh stupid memes and funny stuff. That's all, man. To me, it's about having a laugh. But selfies have become a thing. There are people I let loose, cut them loose, because they themselves have taken so many selfies in a day. And if you see their news feed, it comes across in your news feed. How many times do I need to see your face in a day? Maybe not even once, really. And it's not like I have a terrible memory that I forgot what you look like. So with me, I pick one picture out of 3,000. Do that every couple of years. With other people, especially a lot of females, they're on that selfie. And then now it's a phenomenon, right? To take a selfie on the edge of a cliff or nature's edge, and you're right on the edge of a building, and a lot of times they fall because they don't have brains. They don't think, man, I could fall. I think people are that deaf. I think that they're to the point where, they don't connect the future with the present. So here's a story for you. Woman falls 100 feet to her death from cliff in Belgium after posing for a selfie. Right, a 33-year-old woman, a Belgian woman, plunged 100 feet to her death after posing for a selfie. Good headline and good lead in. On the edge of a cliff during a trip with her husband, according to a report. Zoe Snokes slipped. Zoe Snokes slipped. Zoe Snokes slipped off the cliff. Zoe Snokes slipped. Cliff slipped off the cliff. Never mind. Zoe Snokes slipped off the uh, uh, precipice precipice near the village of Nadrid in the province of Luxembourg on Tuesday and landed in the Orth River, Newsflash reported, citing the public prosecutor's office. Prosecutors involved, man. They're gonna put her in jail for falling like an idiot. So here she is, just picture her. Got the ripped jeans. What is it with these women who are like older? How old is she? How old is she? 33. 33. 33. You don't need to be wearing ripped jeans at 33. It's a young person's look. These older women, she looks way older than 33. Take, you know, like let the young people be that, have that thing. Let them be. And I'm not dressing your age, but appropriately for your personality, that type of thing. Obviously, she was not a thinking person. It's a great picture of like kind of a horseshoe type of river. There's a one that looks similar, not green, in northern Arizona, the horseshoe. But yeah, great picture. Now you're dead. So since the pandemic, let me go back. Well, here we go. Her body was recovered by a team of rescuers that included police, firefighters, divers, scuba divers too, and the members of a group. Let's see, environmental reconnaissance and intervention group. So, how much did it cost to get all these people out to recover her body? How much did it cost? Scuba divers, firefighters, police, environmental reconnaissance divisions, for some idiot to risk her life taking a picture on the edge of a cliff. And obviously, it was her idiot husband who took the picture. Her husband, Jory Jansen, whom she married in 2012, told the outlet that they headed to the scenic site on Sunday in their camper van. What is it with these people with their camper vans, man? Do you think they just go crazy? You know, like that couple, that potato, and I mean that whole thing, right? The stories that National Enquirer love, right? And let me tell you, the the potato, the laundromat guy, the laundry. You're gonna, if the information comes out, I feel very strongly that those guys were engaging in illegal activity, man. And there was a lot of dead bodies around them, especially a lesbian couple right within the same proximity that they were in at the same time, who ended up dead, and they don't know who killed them at this point. But whatever. Don't be surprised if both of them were implicated. Anyway, just my thoughts on the situation as I see information flow around. But this woman, I'm just looking at her picture. She's like got her hands up, man. Yeah, yeah, look at me, yeah. I'm gonna fall like an idiot. And she must have really fell because below her is a road. So how did she not? I don't know how she avoided that. It must have been a wind. All right. Since the pandemic, it was our little thing to drive across Europe in our van and take beautiful photos. The husband said, of course, because she wasn't available to say these things. The couple who traveled with their dogs, Joy and Ivy, had planned to return to their home in the province of Limburg on the day of the tragedy. Here she is showing some beach babe club. She's every woman thinks they're a model. Everybody wants to be. It's social media. It's taken people and it's pandered to the most terrible things inside of them, their vanity, especially. And you see this just so just in your face, and not wanting to be associated with anybody who does that either. So we got up very early to take pictures of the hero. He told Newsflash, the husband, the surviving one, referring to a 4,600 foot high rock face that rises almost vertically above the Earth River. Except for that road, there's almost always a mist there. It's great for photos. We arrived before 9 a.m. Here she is with another one. Look at me. He said his wife snapped photos on the edge of the cliff when she told me to look out for the dogs. Watch out for the dogs. I turned to the dogs and told them to wait. Wait the dogs. Wait the dogs. I am taking a picture of this vanity woman, and she about to fall off 4,000 feet. Oh, you're going to go to see your mama fall. That's what I think they sound like. Leave me alone. When I turned it back to Zoe, she was no longer there. She had just vanished. Woof. It must have happened in a second and 5 seconds left. So how do you know that he didn't push her off the cliff like that potato? I know maybe that woman was aggravating the hell out of me. You know what? I've driven across the country before with another person, and we had a cat with us with a broken foot, and they had their headphones on. I was in my own world. It wasn't a romantic relationship. I think that's if you're friends is one thing. If it's a romantic relationship and you go on the road together, but no matter what, being in a car with somebody can get on your nerves. You really have to take it easy. And I was in a car, a Jeep, going from hotel to hotel where you can stretch your legs. You got your own space. You can move around and whatever, workout rooms and stuff like that, and things, pools if you want it. Even though it was during the pandemic and nobody wanted that any part of it, but people in the van being trapped. You really have to compartmentalize because people get on each other's nerves. Come on, man. You know what? It doesn't take long for someone to get on my nerves. I'm sure it doesn't take long for me to get on somebody else's nerves either. It's a two-way street, buddy. I didn't see or hear nothing. No rustling, no screams or shouts. I looked up and saw only dust. I called her, even though I knew it was hopeless. The chasm was several tens of meters deep. I immediately called emergency services. And I said, my annoying wife just went over the cliff, and I went poof, and I was with the dogs. So all I saw was some dust. You think they believe that crap? I believe in people losing it. They didn't understand me, even though I speak a little French, he said, adding that he rushed to a nearby the Belvedere Hotel to seek help. So not only did he, I mean, he called it in. This guy, you know, it would behoove any emergency services in any country to have people answer the phone that had bilingual skills, including speaking English and French and or whatever common languages. But they didn't. they they messed it up. You gotta try to find her body. Here she is in another picture. Oh, look at the little dog. Now the dog wasn't dumb enough to go on the edge of the cliff. So what does that tell you right there? Here's a picture of her standing on two rocks. She's not a beauty queen, but she puts herself out there like, look at me. Like, what is she doing? She's standing there with her hands on her hips and like these rocks in front of a small cave opening. Probably some bear in there. Come out and maul her, man. I think that she was on Darwin's hit list. I think that this gets the Darwin Award. You know what I mean? For this week, the Darwin Award goes to this buff of dirt. It's sad, sure. Is it sad? I don't know, man. Oh, here's another picture of her showing her boobs off, standing on some trees that got chopped. Look at the little dog. So, you know what? Right. The rescue team could not find Zoe immediately, they said in French. Then, it's him talking, I'm sorry. The rescue team could not find Zoe immediately, they said in the French. Then they told me that unfortunately Zoe was dead. That's nice and blunt. Hey, unfortunately she's dead. But we do have coupons available for you at the hotel. Also in French. But I immediately understood what they had meant. Taking photos was her passion. No, having photos taken of her was her passion. And nobody cared but her. And it's very self-centered and selfish. I think probably the essence of tonight's show is the selfishness of people. And social media has brought it out forward, right in your face. Taking photos was her passion. No, she wanted someone. You see those girls online, and they're always like flirting with you, and they send you stuff, and they have photos after photos after photos of themselves, and you think, like, who's taking their photo? They're not doing it themselves. It's some dude they sucker at one point in their lives, or maybe still, to go out them and kind of, be that what do they call it, friend zone guy. They're slaves who they use. Zoe is looking straight ahead. You can also see the mist and the river where they finally found her body. Yeah, it's probably terrible for this guy. Well, I wouldn't say definitely terrible. It's terrible for the dogs too. It was not immediately clear if police are continuing to investigate the death. So that's the interesting part for me because I hear a lot of these stories, and the investigator that I am, it goes into my brain and runs around like a gerbil or hamster, not gerbil, on the wheel. So I think about Abraham Lincoln, right? I know the story that led up to the shooting. I know the frame of mind that he was in. He had won the war. The country was on the mend, so to speak, but he was in a horrible, depressive state. He couldn't be happy no matter what. I feel like, and I'm going out on a limb here. Maybe I'm the only one to ever say this, but it's definitely a feeling that I have with the whole situation that he had this guy shoot him. He committed suicide basically, and he wouldn't take his own life as a president because that would destroy his reputation and destroy his presidency. Maybe undo all that was done. But if somebody killed him, that would seal the fate of the things that he had done. It would seal the fate and push things forward. You have to think whenever an event happens, you got to think of the outcome, right? The things that led up to it and the outcome. Is that a suspicion, conspiracy? I don't know. I was listening to the story just last night, and I'm thinking, wow, that's deep, man. And there are people that sounds terrible. There are people that are terminally ill that are they're looking for a hitman to kill them. It's crazy. I mean, meanwhile, you can go to certain states. Washington D.C. is not a state I know, but you can go there, and you can go out to Washington State, Oregon, and there's assisted suicide in many places, right? If you're at the end and you only have a few weeks to live, and you'd rather not be in all that pain, but it just stands out to me. So all these people, these hikers falling off a cliff and they die. How do you know they fell and they weren't pushed? How do you know? For a long time at Cornell University, I'm in Ithaca, right? Cornell University. The first year I was in Ithaca, Cornell had multiple suicides off a bridge that connects the main campus with the north campus is where the students live, and it's a very deep gorge, and there was a lot of suicides. I mean, every few weeks you would hear of another one, another one, and another one, another one, to the point where I went on my show. So I did a local TV show, and I was like, you know what? You should put nets under the bridge. It was in my bid to run for sheriff of Tompkins County. And I said, if I became sheriff, I would put nets under the bridges, and all these bridges around the way. And then people, oh, it's a stupid idea, whatever, And here we are many years later, and they have nets under those bridges now because Cornell thought it was a good idea. So great. But it really is something when you think about uh, did those people really jump? I mean, were they pushed over? Were they tossed over? Some people just sit there I mean, the fence wasn't even all that high. I mean, maybe waist height. You sit there and look at the view, beautiful view of going down to the gorge and out to the lake. Someone could walk behind them and grab their legs and toss them over and they're gone. And then nobody would ever know. No cameras, nothing like that. No witnesses, just a scream in the night and people are gone. Just saying. Now you have these idiots who are selfie people who their intention is not to die. But is it? Because they don't think about, well, I could fall. And you don't have to stand on the edge of something like that to get a good photograph either, if you want the background. I mean, it really is boggles the mind of people and how far they're willing to go. And who are they impressing? People on social media. Oh, that those 25 likes, are you going to die for that? Really? So, and also I'm reading this list of stories, right? And so many TikTok stories. And I don't use TikTok, but apparently there's a lot of young girls on there with babies, bragging that they had the baby, F the father, doesn't matter. Story after story about girls who are pregnant. And I'm like, man, why would that even stand out? Why would they? But I mean, but that's the crowd, isn't it? That's the crowd of that social media. And To me, social media is social engineering. It is bigger, better, and badder than any broadcast television. Broadcast television is the grandfather of what this social media has become, and they call it programming for a reason. It's shifting people, not everybody, but a lot of people into these emotional journeys. Sometimes they don't survive. Sometimes they don't, right? So, but in the spirit of Halloween, and also Britney Spears on the headlines. I talk about her because she to me she is very transparent of a human being screaming for help, and nobody's there to help this woman. She's hit the wall. She's 39. She's with that Iranian body, but not even a bodybuilder, a fitness instructor, right? He's using her. The people around her use her. Probably the only ones that cared about her were her parents, and now her mom's suing for, lawyer fees, $650,000 in lawyer fees for her conservatorship or whatever, conservatorship that she needed because she was going to be checked into the loony bin. The judge, she was in a place for people that have serious mental problems, and she was broke. She was deeply in debt. Her father took over. He was looking out for her daughter, and now she's worth over 50 million. The debt was paid down. I mean, like, this guy turned her financial life around and also cared enough about her to look after her. So here she is on Halloween, and this is going to stand out right to you of something that is wrong with this person, that she's got so many issues, but she is showing you the future when she does these things, right? So Britney Spears let her imagination run wild in the spirit of Halloween. The toxic pop star, 39, and Toxic was how many years ago? That her album. I remember that little video that was out there. Her, that little tiny skirt as a flight attendant with her butt hanging out, butt cheeks, man. Butt cheeks sell music, I guess. I guess it helps the musical integrity, right? The butt cheeks. So you didn't see that in great bands. They didn't need that. They didn't need gimmicks, unless you're looking at a band like Kiss, or Twisted Sister that did the makeup and all that. A few of them did too. Motley Crue back in the day. They weren't real bands to me. They were ad bands selling Pepsi and whatever, and or stripper music. It was basically stripper music. It wasn't music that's, man, that Twisted Sister song is so deep, and you discuss it with a friend looking at the stars. No, Led Zeppelin, you can do that. Pink Floyd, all kinds of stuff. You can do that. Even AC/DC. There's some deep, deep stuff going on there. You know what I mean? Highway to Hell. Oh, yeah. The toxic pop star, 39, posted a series of photos of herself covered in fake blood while wearing only lingerie and furry handcuffs for a murder mystery inspired shoot on Monday. So it wasn't a shoot, right? It was her boyfriend with the camera, and she's just showing what's going on in her brain. It's an extension, right? In the caption, Spears created a fictional narrative to go along with the images, writing, "She went to dinner with two girlfriends and had one drink, took a cab home, but was found on the floor by her neighbor. It remains a mystery. Who would do such a thing?" Her Iranian boyfriend, and she realized that her money's going to be gone. She then seemed to make a slight jab at her family. Of course, because once someone is fixated, especially female, and they have to direct all their poison towards you, they can no longer experience anything good, because everything in their life becomes an attack against you and everything that you're about. And it doesn't matter what you like, doesn't matter what you hate. They're going to say the opposite, and they're going to attack you, and they're going to tear you down. But this girl has no identity. Britney Spears does not exist. It's just a figment of an advertising world. It's a creation of the Pepsi generation, right? No musical integrity, nothing. So she then seemed to make a, but it's like, let's see, she's adding, she had a wonderful family, and of course, they are nowhere nearby, saying that her family wants her dead, right? Alluding to that, you know? Meanwhile, these are the only people who care about her. Do you think these other people care about her? The womanizer singer continued to go off on a different tangent in the post, writing about effort and lip injections. Here's a picture of her, blood all over her face. So, this is interesting, right? Because Madonna, days earlier, takes a picture of her. She does her photo shoot of death, and of when Marilyn Monroe was killed, right, or suicided. When Marilyn Monroe was killed, and she got naked and she laid. Let me tell you, Madonna has an incredible body still, and people knock her. You know what? I'm telling you, Madonna always did her own thing. No matter what you think about her, politically, whatever she says, doesn't matter what she says. It matters that she, in her own mind, is free, and she's always done what she wanted to do. Doesn't matter if she slept with a whole basketball team. Yeah, what difference does it make? Whose business is it, right? Not somebody I would date, but interesting. That's my only word for it, is interesting. Let's see. Brittany then attempted to further explain herself, saying, in a crazy world like we have today, that it's pretty important to stay safe, like we did for COVID, y'all, but still have fun. Oh my God. You think she's having fun? She doesn't look like she's having fun. It's been 13 years. It's been 13 years for me, so I'm a little rusty. So she thinks that 13 years ago, her parents basically put her in a lockbox, and she's had no life because of that. And she blames her parents completely. This is when they became, the whole conservatorship, and they got in control of her life medically and also her finances, right? And then she was, they were watching everything she did. They knew who was coming to her house and whatever. This is a woman that went into an insane asylum. She had a breakdown of epic proportion. You can't dismiss that. She's got mental problems that are very deep. And obviously, she can't look out for herself. This is why she has handlers, you know? So it's funny how she blames the parents. So let's see. Driving a car by herself was one of the many restrictions. Yeah, I hear she's a terrible driver. Mainly her father, Jamie Spears, would not allow her to do, because she smashed up how many cars? I mean, like, it's funny how they make these statements, but they don't. But there's a reason why. It's not like there's no reason why. On September 29th, Jamie, 69, her father, was officially suspended from Britney's conservator, conservatorship. I'll say it like that. At the Los Angeles Superior Court, Judge Brenda Penny decided their arrangement. I've heard that word said so many different ways because I think the media doesn't know how to say it. So I just say it, whatever. Let's see. Penny decided their arrangement had become a toxic environment, like the song. Spears concluded her post Monday by recommending the 2020 supernatural horror drama Lock and Key on Netflix, stating it's pretty good. Several fans were left confused by the post. Does she have any more fans? I mean, you always have these gadgets out there who are like, Britney, Britney. These fans were about 12 when Britney was about 18, 20, you know? And these are the only people who like her. So they're not that, I mean, these women are basically in their mid 30s, early to mid 30s, and They're not running out buying her albums. She's not making albums. Nothing what she does these days has to do with music. It's only a freak show, whatever life has become. And that's the saddest part of all, right? So, but one of her confused fans wrote, "Girl, what are you talking about? Honestly, LOL." Another added, "What the hell?" However, some loyal followers praised Spears, writing, "Queen of pop and murder mysteries, and Britney is the best. She's the queen of pop." Is she the queen of pop? I think you have to be very limited. Let me type in queen. Oops, queen of pop. Let's see. Who's the queen of pop? Madonna. Right here. Look at this. Wow. Oh, can't forget about Janet Jackson. She's pretty queeny too, man. And let's see. In alphabetical order, Rolling Stone just put out a list of the queen of pop. Adele, Christine Aguilera, Beyonce, Kelly Clarkson, Miley Cyrus, Keisha, Lady Gaga, Nicki Minaj, Katy Perry. Yeah, I don't see Britney on the list, as a matter of fact. So Queen, she's the queen of nothing at this point. She's the queen of obscure and selfishness and, oh, look at me, and look how screwed up I am, and look at me, I'm laying on the floor. All her naked pictures, right? Getting naked, getting naked, getting naked, and my nudity is my freedom, and whatever, man. So then walk down the highway naked. You know what I mean? Really. Let me know when you do it. So I feel sorry for any men out there who have to date women like that, because I have been there, man. And granted, yeah, women get into terrible relationships with guys too, but I'm just thinking of our society today and who they pander to, and it's not the men. And men have a huge rate of suicide and failure and dying alone, and I mean, I can go down the list of all the things that men suffer, and nobody cares. Nobody cares because men have been vilified, you know. And it's there's men, there's women. We all have our problems, man. Right? Especially, especially. I don't even know where to start with. All right, I'm not going to do that story. Hold on. I'm going to talk about this because this is funny to me, man. And I like it when people are crazy and they hoax, and nobody technically gets hurt in the theater, but in the same sense, people get too crazy about religion and they take things too seriously, especially themselves, right? So here's the headline: Fake Orthodox father and son rabbis outed as Christians. So you might think from that headline, Michael, what the hell are you talking about? What what the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about, Michael? Remember that dude from that TV show, man, in the '80s? What you talking about, Willis? Everybody loved that kid. These Orthodox rabbis aren't even Jewish, according to a newly released investigation. Michael and Kalev Isaacson, a father and son pair who live in Phoenix, Arizona, and who have spent some 12 years performing sacred Jewish rituals, including marriages and writing holy scrolls. Now, if you want to know about the Bible, it was muchly to put together by people like this. They are now accused of being evangelical Christians. Oh my God. They're Christians, but they're Hasidic Jews. You say, how does that work? Like in New York City, man, we got these black and white cookies, and I'm sure they sell them in other places. I've seen half moon cookies, which is a real trailer park version of the cookie. You know what I mean? A black and white cookie's got a fondant icing, not plain old icing, and there's a very special type of thing. And when you get it from a bakery in the city, especially, oh my God, 550 calories later, you are full of black and white cookie goodness, man. You know that? So these guys have been doing this for 12 years. Uh, this is all according to the anti-missionary watchdog group Benenu. 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 Which additionally claims that the men who the watchdog group claims changed their last names from Dawson in 2019, which isn't that long ago, and they're doing it for 12 years, they don't have legitimate Jewish heritage or any record of conversion. Just pull down their pants and show them their penis, circumcised. I mean, like this is kind of funny to me. I knew this guy Willie, who was a devout Muslim, but he sold marijuana, other stuff too. So I was like, and also did drugs too, and I'm like, I thought you said you're a Muslim. And he's like, well, I am Muslim. I said, well, Muslims don't do drugs or sell drugs. He's like, well, I never said I was a good Muslim. so that reminds me of Willie. Maybe these guys just weren't good Jews. Maybe, they don't have record of conversion. Oi, there's no record of conversion. You're not a Jew unless there's a record of conversion. Well, maybe they converted a different way. The group claims that the family, which also includes Michael's wife, Summer, have built a misleading Jewish identity and have been welcomed into Orthodox communities around the nation by having rabbinical authorities attest to the alleged bogus family history without confirming its accuracy. So, my real question is, you have all these people who remember that Rachel woman, the one who posed as a black woman. She was white with blonde hair, teased her hair, made it dark, tanned her skin, and then she posed as a black woman for over 10 years and ran the NAACP up in the Northwest. I think it was Seattle. NAACP. She ran it. She was white could be, right? But she did a good job running the NAACP. She did a good job for those people, and they had no problem with her. So what does that say? Do you need a black person to run the NAACP? Could it just be anybody? Do you need a white or a black anything to do anything? Do you need to be Jewish to be Jewish? Do you? I don't know. I haven't chosen. I don't know that path. I don't know. I don't know. I think of Bernie Sanders. That's my default Jewish guy. I think these people have deceived a lot of people. So then the marriages. So does that dissolve all the marriages? I thought I was married, and they weren't even a rabbi. I paid him. He charges for a rabbi. While Benenu stopped short of accusing the family of trying to convert Jews to Christianity, the charges. So how would that be? They're posing as rabbis, but they're on a mission to convert people to Christianity as rabbis doing marriages. Maybe they just wanted to be Jewish, and they were too lazy, or didn't want to get their penis augmented if they're not circumcised. The charges would mean that the holy rituals, which have also included conducting conversions to Judaism, so they converted other people. They got records of that. Could be rendered invalid. So all those people thinking they're Jewish aren't Jewish, and all those people who are married aren't married, or they're kind of married. Maybe they're not married at all. But other members of their Orthodox communities have raised concerns for more than a decade about the Isaacsons and possibly Messianic Jews or Jews who seek to convert other Jews to Christianity to bring the second coming of Jesus, who was Jewish. So they should be happy as they should be happy because Jesus was Jewish. Above Christian, he was a rabbi. He was a Jewish man. With Jesus. So these guys are just following that path, right? It was a massive investigation because the family spent 12 years going from community to community from 1 or 2 years at a time. Let's see. Shannon Newson, Benin News founder. Let's see. Noting that the Isaacsons have also been based in Seattle, Milwaukee, and Dallas. We went to each of these cities and interviewed anybody who had any significant contact with them. This was done through private investigators, professional genealogists, and lay people in the community. So, how much did they spend to suss these guys out, or did they even suss them out? In an interview with the Jewish Chronicle, which also investigated these accusations, an Orthodox teacher who knows the Isaacsons and requested anonymity alleged the family aims to create a backstory that will allow their children to marry Jews. None of that even holds water, man. Sounds like they're just. I don't know what they're doing. Whatever. They're what they are. Michael Isaacson, 51, did not respond to the Post request for comment. Well, they converted all those people into Jews. It doesn't sound like they're trying to go the opposite direction to be Christians. And that's the big war. This group is panicked that they're going to convert people from Jews to Christians. Who cares? What difference does it make? Jesus was a Jew. Whether you're a Christian or not, you're still following a Jew. No matter what you look at, you're still following a Jew. Have you ever read the Bible? It's full of Jews. Important ones, too. Oh, you think Moses wasn't Jewish? Of course he was. Oh, no, they changed their ways. What ways? What? They had to get up every day. They had to eat, poop, go to sleep, maybe procreate, whatever you do during the day when you're a Jew 2,000 years ago. Ha! All right. Let's see. Elko Hen, born Michael Elk in southern New Jersey. He's a southern New Jersey. That puts him in the right place to be Jewish. Southern, a little action going on there in southern New Jersey, right? A little bit of Cherry Hill happening, man. So he reportedly called himself a good Jewish boy and immigrated to Israel in 2006. So he left southern New Jersey. He went to Israel in 2006. There, he allegedly embedded himself in an ultra-Orthodox community to carry out a conversion operation. The reports of the Times showed where he appeared to work previously as a minister in Washington state, and Elk had called the charges a lie, adding that he was Jewish born and that he had already repented for his missionary work in the past. You got to beg for forgiveness for your God so God doesn't strike you down. Look how people are divided because of religion, right? Could be neighbors next to each other, Muslim, Jew, and Christian. Meanwhile, their religions is not what defines you, but it certainly controls their lives if they let them. The Isaacsons' personal histories are equally complex. I'm sure they are. Benenu claims that Michael and Summer, according to a 1995 wedding announcement, were wed at a Lutheran church in Michigan, where Michael is from. No, my family is not Jewish, Michael's aunt, 65-year-old Maryland resident Marlene Grunfelder, told the Jewish Chronicle, adding that Michael was raised Lutheran and that the two of them aren't in contact. Well, how does she know what he did? Maybe he became a Jew. There's just no conversion information out there. The wedding announcement also stated that Michael and Summer attended the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in Pasadena. Oh my God. According to the emails seen by the Post, Michael apparently said that his family was Jewish but converted to Lutheranism to gain asylum in Scandinavia, and his maternal grandmother fled Europe in 1939 for New York. While under conversion, he said the family still spoke Yiddish and practiced Jewish customs, but Grunfelder told the Jewish Chronicle that her mother, Michael's maternal grandmother, was born in the Bronx after the family immigrated from Scandinavia many years earlier. This is bizarre, Grunfelder told the Jewish Chronicle. So this is legitimate. Legitimate they are. Jews they are. That's just some Yoda. Their their name is Isaacson now. Their name is Isaacson now? This is this woman. She's like shocked. It's shocking to see he's changed his name. And the kids, it blows my mind. In those same 2011 emails, Summer said that she came from a Spanish Jewish family that was forced to convert to Catholicism during the 15th century Spanish Inquisition. Well, it's going back a bit. But the Jewish Chronicle found records of her great grandmother being baptized in El Mexico. Suspicions arose roughly a decade ago when, in a 2010 post, appeared on the website of the Messianic group Gates of Zion, announcing the Shabbat event. Shabbat, Shabbat Rex. we will be having some special guests with us. It read, we need to give a very warm welcome to Michael, Summer, Caleb, and Gracie Dawson. It added that the family was affiliated with a Messianic pastor named Guy Cohen. You know what all this is? It's funny as hell, is what it is. These people for 11 years are listening to these guys. They're marrying them. They're doing all this other stuff. They don't even know if they're Jewish or not, man. That's funny as hell. It just goes to show you what a scam the whole thing is. You know, what a scam. The whole thing, from one side to the other. Scam, scam, scam. Just a way to control the sheep. Control the sheeple, right? When confronted by members of the Orthodox community about their true belief, the family responded, we left the religion of Christianity when the truth of its pagan practices was revealed to us by God. However, we will never reject or deny the same of the Messiah. According to the emails exchanged, these guys are so funny, man. The family additionally noted that they're not attempting any conversions to Christianity, but are in an ongoing process to return to Judaism. That's beautiful. So beautiful. What we're seeing recently is a level of infiltration that the Jewish community has never seen before. So we don't even understand what we're up against. So there's an infiltration that they don't really know about, and they don't know what they're up against because they've never seen it before, and they don't know what's happening. It's new. It's new to the Jewish world. A lot of misfortune in the Jewish world, man. You know, and I would say that people should just be themselves and not join groups. If you're Jewish, you're Jewish. So what? You're Christian, you're Christian. You know, it really comes down to who you are inside and what you do. You are what you do. Like my friend Willie, who was the guy who sold marijuana and who was the bad Muslim. Did I hate him for that? What do I care? When he got on a soapbox about being a Muslim, I might bring that little factoid up. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if Muhammad himself didn't toke a bit, because people are what they are. But what the problem is now is that people are so self-centered and judgmental of others. And they're really happy to look into your life and look into your backyard and point their fingers and all that judgmental crap, especially in social media, the harassment in social media and the nonsense that goes on. It doesn't do anyone any good. But two guys posing as rabbis, that's funny as hell. A woman posing as a black woman for 10 years running the NAAC is funny as hell. And when it comes down to it, people are just people. If you have the mission to do it, or don't do it. You know? So, anyway. China has a whole new COVID-19 outbreak. They're trying to hide in all these different provinces, man, and they're locking everything down, and they don't want people to know. Yeah, no kidding. This COVID's not going to be over. Not going to be over for a long time, let me tell you. So, and then you have a lot of idiots on all sides, man, of people that just don't even know what they're dealing with. They don't even know what they're dealing with. They're just listening to the media, and the media is full of crap too. And you really can't. You just have to do, get into math, know the numbers. Well, it's like that with anything in life. Know the numbers. So here we go. China's latest COVID-19 outbreak is developing rapidly, a health official said, and they're demanding high vigilance at ports of entry amid the growing infections because they don't want to spread it around, even though they certainly sent enough people around the world and spread COVID around initially, right? So, but they have, let's see, it's spreading fast. They're maintaining a zero tolerance. The outbreak is developing rapidly. The virus control situation is severe and complicated. So, how does that sound? How does that sound? And these are in places that have millions and millions of people in these cities, millions. So, talk about spreading like wildfire, right? So, at the same time, we have all these all these ships, container ships hanging out off the coast. And we talked about this here, I don't know, what, 5 months ago? And where I said that, the supplies, the ports are messed up. They have different COVID rules. There's a lot of confusion. Boom. Here we are. So since Biden took over, there's a lot of terrible things that have happened, and a lot of people are very upset. And now you have this Republican red wave of, the Virginia being lost. Not just Virginia, other places too. So of course it's going to be like that because they were not sincere. Trump was an idiot and a pig, but he was at least sincere about what he was doing and running the country and these different rules. But that's fine. I'm not a Trump fan. I'm certainly not a Biden fan either because he was just put in there because he was the meat puppet that fit the suit. And now look what's happening. He doesn't even know what the hell's going on. They're asking him questions of policy and things he signed off on, and he has no clue. So pretty scary. Pretty scary what's happening. And it just started this year. So, wow. But wait till the midterm. You want to see a red wave. All right. Do I have time? One time for more. This guy, he's not my hero, but man, he's close to being a hero to me. A man who went viral for joining a Zoom court hearing from his car with a suspended license says he was charged with contempt. A Michigan man says a judge is holding him in contempt after a video of him joining a Zoom hearing from his car and it went viral. The 30-second video, 30 seconds, 37 seconds of this guy going viral, and now it's in everybody's face. The video shows Kevon Burns, 28, driving a car while attending a court hearing over Zoom, despite having a suspended license due to a 2020 charge. Court records show the hearing appeared to concern a September 2020 charge of operating a motor vehicle without security. Whatever that means, according to whatever that means, being black in the wrong neighborhood. That's what that sounds like. That's what that, oh, here it is. Operating a vehicle without security means driving without car insurance and is considered a misdemeanor in Michigan. Some states have really weird laws about car insurance, though. But that's, you know what? To get charged for that, you need to get pulled over first, and they need to go through your paperwork, and then they realize there's a reason there. So there must have been a reason they pulled the guy over to begin with. Interesting. But this can result in fines from $200 to $500 or even up to a year in prison. So for driving without insurance on a car, they can put you in prison for a year. All right. So so the viral clip shows Judge Irancy Washington reprimanding Burns for driving with a suspended license. The judge says, "Are you driving right now?" Washington asked Burns. And he's like, "Yeah," Burns responded. The judge asked Burns to park and exit the vehicle. "Well, you stop it. You stop it right now. You get out of that vehicle." At least he didn't lie. He'd be like, "No, I'm actually at home. This is just a backdrop from my video." After Burns says, "Are you?" After Burns said, "Are you having a bad day?" Just say that, directed at Washington, who replied that she was not having a bad day until he started talking while driving at the same time that your driver's license is suspended. So Let's see. The insider, that's who had the story, was unable to verify whether Burns or one of the other present on the Zoom call for the day's respective hearings recorded Burns' interactions. Very funny. Be funnier if he was like smoking a big blunt at the same time. Are you smoking weed? Yeah. You guys suspended license. Well, then it's okay if I smoke weed and drive. It's Are you drinking? Yeah. I just pop some pills. Yeah. Let's go. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? At least he told the truth, man. That goes a long way. Tell me the truth. I'd rather know the truth than not. Me personally, man. Me personally. So I'm going to end the show there. Yeah. I'll see you guys next week on the Red Pill News. Yeah. Have fun in your life. Don't, you know what? Don't take yourself too seriously. It's as simple as that. Don't take yourself too seriously and don't carry negativity with you. You know, you're your own star player. You are your own critic, man. Go out there in life and be everything you can possibly be and don't let your dreams die because it's what you got. I'll see you guys next week on the Red Pill News. Bye.